This is an invitation for you to attend our 1-hour public meeting titled The Physics of Cancer. In this meeting, we will make cancer easy to understand, easy to avoid, and offer a possible explanation for the many reports of spontaneous remission. This meeting will be informative and critical for people who have tendencies toward cancer in their family, especially, of course, we are designed for the cancer survivors, 50% of whom will relapse, but all are invited. The principles apply to long life, not just cancer. No doubt, the whole time there was some lonely guy running around telling people it was the unsanitary conditions. Slowly his story would catch on. Slowly sanitation became a focus of civilized men. Slowly and grudgingly people began to make rules for the disposal of human waste and to pay a bounty for vermin killed to reduce the populations. Here's the point for us today. The Black Plague was not a disease at all. It was men allowing circumstances that propagated the growth of bacteria. The bacteria is still with us, but we have cleaned up. They can't get a hold today with our upgraded sanitation. If we live in harmony with the fundamental principles of nature, no plague. Cleanliness is one of those principles. Always, with sickness and disease, there is a violation of what we commonly refer to as a natural law. In the presentation we will offer, you will learn the most fundamental of natural laws that modern man in America, modern day America, is violating with impunity. And we will relate that violation to cancer and make it clear for you that this is the underlying cause of cancer. Cold hands and feet is probably the most common symptom associated with the deficiency we will explore and link to the development of tumors, i.e. cancer. In fact, the same cause, the same deficiency can be related to the cracking and collapsing of tissue of the feet. A very common condition everyone blames on a fungus. We'll show you that that's not it at all, and we will link this condition to cancer in our meeting. This will help you relate, help you live without the fear of developing cancer or any other degenerative disease. Please come to our meeting. Tooth decay, aching teeth. We will relate this condition to the underlying natural law, which we will point to as being the violation that brings about cellular replication, what is commonly called a tumor. People have an inherent sense that medicine and surgery is not the answer. There must be some better way to live, some missing knowledge in modern medicine's approach to sickness, health, and disease. Look at this graph. People are searching. We will offer the answer to the questions that these people have in our presentation that we are inviting you to. Life is an electrical phenomenon. Look at this. Of course, that bottom image is a portion of the sun. And the sun charges food, Up on your right, it charges the atmosphere next to the food there. It charges the earth, causing the center of the earth to boil and create electricity that surrounds the earth, just like a bar magnet. These are the forces that drive and energize the human organism. Look at the little electrical circuit on the far left upper. Now look at the blue man. A man is energized exactly like that circuit, except you see these natural sources of energy. A man doesn't plug into the wall, he plugs into nature. And gravity acts as the negative pole of the circuit, drawing energy through a man. We will teach you this entire phenomenon so that you can better understand how to live successfully and how to obey nature's laws. Look at this bottom line here. You've heard these words used: energy, electrons, electricity, photons, light, calories, antioxidants. How about simple strength? All of these refer to the fact that the human body is driven by electricity, otherwise known as sunlight. It's in food, it's in the air, it comes from the earth. We gather it while we sleep. We're going to teach you this entire story in our meeting. This is not new information. You learned this stuff in high school. But medicine has gone chemical. They have forgotten the physics that makes chemistry work. Physics is the foundation of chemistry. There is no chemistry without physics. We're going to teach you that in this simple 1-hour meeting that we're proposing you attend, so you can ask questions and learn these principles and live successfully without fear of, quote, catching a disease. You don't catch a disease. You violate natural law. We'll make sure you understand that before you leave the meeting. How about this shocking statement? Diet is not about types of food. It's not whether you eat protein, fats, or carbohydrates. There is another, more fundamental question. That's pretty shocking in a world dominated by the Atkins diet, the Miami Beach diet, the paleo diet. You're going to find out. There is a fundamental principle you must understand. Diet is not it. There are many recommended foods out there that violate this fundamental principle. You've got to know those foods. You can't eat them. They are not food. We'll teach you that. Agriculture understands cancer. Medicine calls cancer the inappropriate replication of tissue cells. And then agriculture calls the same phenomenon a plant going to seed. What is the principle at play? And how is it that agriculture can utilize it, and in medicine we are stumped by it? We'll make you understand that. It's not a secret. You will relate to it. It's not high science. It's obvious. It's obvious as winter turns to summer. And we're going to expose you to it so you can live successfully without fear of this dread disease we call cancer. Did you realize that cells are seeds? In nature's broad brush, there's no distinction. Yes, a cell is much more sophisticated and complicated than a seed of a plant, but look at this definition. both cells and seed are autonomous, self-replicating, independent, specialized functions in the organism. Doesn't matter if you talk biology or botany. Now, that simplifies things. We're going to help you relate to that. Many will say, but what about genetics? Look at this quote from Professor Sergey's book. Information contained in genes was different from species to species until they did genetic sequencing, and they found out that the genetics in all living creatures are very much the same, including plants and men. We're going to bring that story out. We're going to make you understand it so you don't have to be confused as the medical people put out their various proclamations about the discoveries they make. So we said earlier that cells are seeds. What's the difference in a cell and a seed? Well, here it is. A cell lives in a stable environment. A seed, of course, lives in an environment that changes every day. The temperature changes every day, and then of course you have the change from season to season. So a seed endures those changes. A warm-blooded animal cell should not endure changes. Temperature should remain stable within the human body. What's the key to that? What is the key to maintaining stable temperature so that you do not have that phenomenon that agriculture calls a plant going to seed, and medicine calls inappropriate replication of tissue cells, i.e. a tumor? You will understand that when you leave our meeting. The simple fact is, the human body is an electrical phenomenon. You've got to understand that, and you've got to relearn how to charge your electrical body, just like your cell phone. You've got to relearn it. Modern science, modern medicine, modern life wars against your having a full charge, and this is why people get sick. This is the physics of wellness. We'll teach it to you. Come to our meeting. So you've got to charge your body every day. There are a few key principles you must understand about food, about sleep, and about the fundamentals of life, the elements that make up matter. And there's one bit of knowledge that if you know it, you can get fully charged very simply. We'll share that with you in the meeting. So, the purpose of our meeting is to convince you that the phenomenon that causes the grape to multiply into many grapes and the cell to multiply into many cells, what we call a tumor, we will convince you that those are caused by the same environmental trigger. We'll tell you what it is, and we'll teach you how to control that trigger so you do not produce inappropriate cellular replication inside your internal environment. Join us for a free, open to the public, 1 hour with all your questions answered, Physics of Cancer. Click on the contact link on the video page of the website, fill out the seat reservation form, note the time and place. Any change in plans will be emailed back to you. Your seat is secure if you provide all information. If by chance we run out of seats, you'll be notified of an alternative meeting. Please come and join us.